Have you ever been so angry that you could literally spit fire? Because that's me right now. I am a military mom of a soldier that is currently deployed abroad. And this video just showed up on my For You page.
When you're at war with somebody, guess what that other country does? Exactly what they've been doing through history all this time, right? You take them hostage and you use them for leverage. So guess what Iran did? They put a bounty out on his head, and whoever finds him gets a great award. I can't wait. Hopefully it's like money or jewels. I hope the person who finds him is very poor and ends up being very wealthy, and I hope Iran holds their promise.
I try very hard to be careful with what I say and how I say it, but just know that I'm having to restrain myself right now from the words that I actually want to tell you, because none of it's kind and none of it's good. How dare you and people like you sleep under the blanket of freedom provided by people like my son, who are serving our country or have served our country all over the world, are away from their families, protecting our freedoms so that you can run your mouth. I would say go to hell, but you're already headed there.
I'm praying for Jesus right now,
Ooh,
because
Lord.
these type of reprobate, depraved mind people that irritate the living mess out of me. How dare you? And this is the problem with these sick, twisted, white liberal women, these sick, twisted, uneducated, but yell that they're educated when you really indoctrinated. They get up and make these foolish statements. Because the thing is, I don't understand y'all. If you love the IRG so much, move. No one's keeping you here. Why do you want to stay here in this horrible freedom of America? Go there. Go live over there. Instead of sitting down here wishing bad on the people that are protecting us, that are giving us our freedom. Are you serious? And I have so many friends and family who either have been in the military, who have loved ones that are off abroad right now. And it's ridiculous that anyone would even fix their mouth to make that statement, because that right there is ridiculous, that you would actually wish bad. And the one thing I have to point out, I did see on the internet that there were some people that went out for the bounty 100%, but there were Iranians that fought against it and actually blocked the roads to prevent the IRGC from getting to certain mountains and stuff, because they even know better than your sick, twisted self.
Come on.
Know better. But y'all, like I said, you people here in America that likes to yell that America is horrible, that America is this, you take America for granted. And I really wish you would go out and touch the rocks. Forget grass. I wish you would go out and touch the rocks. I wish
How about get hit with a rock?
all over them rocks and see how hard it is for people outside this country. See how hard it is. See how torturous it is. And then when you want to come back, oh no, ma'am. We need you to suffer a little bit more, and then we figure out if we let you back in America.
Hey, I want to thank God for that mother. Number one, I thank God for that mother, and she did restrain herself. I have to give her kudos. That mentality is dangerous, and again, I always say that that's the danger of allowing people to continue to think the way they think without challenging them. For her to say that kind of thing is just horrible, And again, her being white doesn't exonerate her, no matter what your skin color is. When you say something like that, man, people need to, I hope that people push back on her, not just that mother, because that's just atrocious. But it does explain to these people the danger of thinking incorrectly. You see how far it can take you? This is sick. This is not something to be taken lightly. And that's how come I don't take lightly my brothers and sisters who are in the body of Christ, who are talking this Trump derangement stuff. I don't take it lightly. And that's why I'm on this program talking against it. I know some of them are probably going to hate me for it, because they don't have a clue of how they're being programmed. I can't stop talking because they're confused. And I've seen some of them have come up to me with red face and angry faces. I never changed. One mother came up to me and was trying to lambaste me because of what I said about what good things Trump was doing with Iran, because she'd been listening to left media. And after I got through with her, she got quiet. She realized that she was tapping the wrong sources for her information. Thank God she had a respect for me. And so she kind of calmed down. But most of these people out there don't know. They don't have that voice in their ear talking to them, responding to them. We need to be encouraged. Don't get discouraged because people don't believe. Keep pumping it. Keep pumping the truth to them. We're going to get some of them. We're going to win some of them.
That woman is absolutely atrocious. Forget the war, forget any of that. Just to wish death upon somebody I when people start to do that, that's when I write them off, and I'm just going to be honest. That's when I no longer care,
Mm,
because that tells me that they taken this thing beyond just derangement.
mm,
They have gone absolutely insane,
mm,
to the point where someone who's in the military, and you understand, when you sign up for the military, regardless of who's in office, you're abiding by whatever, you know, whatever orders they give. And so they're not the ones saying, "Hey, let's go do this, let's go do that." But on top of that, these liberals have to be the dumbest, and they swear they're so educated. She said that what they've been doing in since history. Ma'am, I just said that Iran in 1970 did not look like Iran right now. So what history is she actually talking about? Because there's been plenty of different empires there. And then again, like I said, from recent history, Iran was not like that.
no.
So that tells me she's uneducated, which most of them are, because most of them have basket weaving degrees anyway. But it just is so racist. Like when you listen to these tones, it's
Mm,
so racist, because she already has an idea of what brown people have been like over there. All right. She already has that. So it's almost equivalent to say, okay, well, those people have been barbaric, so that's what they do. And now you're going over there. It's so racist, it's so bigoted, it's so stupid. The thought process behind wishing someone that's trying to do you good, it blows my mind. It blows my
Anti-American.
mind that this is being allowed. And just to kind of go, it kind of goes back to what we were just talking about before. They are going to make sure when Donald Trump gets out of office that is the rhetoric that we hear on a daily basis. They're not going to go just after these politicians or people that are seen. They're going to go after the everyday American. And this was something that they already had for people and already had set up, just like they had that whole lockdown set up.
Mm,
They have this set up to actually come after people with our types of voices, because
mm,
they do not want the dissent. They
mm,
do not want the intelligence. They do not want thinkers. They
mm,
want the hive mind, and they want the people that are willing to create mass hysteria, anarchy, and anything else they can think about in order for them to get that one world government. And they're willing to sacrifice men and women in our military. They're willing to sacrifice our children. They're willing to sacrifice sovereignty just to get it.
What's really sad is yesterday I spent a lot of time just watching people, watching videos of people speak on what happened over this past weekend, and you had some people that were upset that we spent the amount of resources to go and get there. It was like all of that for one man.
wow.
To when the president had already come out like, hey, if he's alive, we're not leaving him there. We're not
Thank
we're
you.
not gonna do what they did in Benghazi. We're not doing that
Amen.
here.
Amen.
That's not what we're gonna do on my watch. He had already come out and said it, and he made that promise, to the service members as the commander in chief. And you had
Amen.
people in our country saying, I can't believe they, spent all those resources, this, that, and the third to go and get that man. But that just lets me know that one, those folks aren't really they are not a part of the 7%,
Nope.
nor do
Nope.
they have family members that are a part of that 7% that serve.
Nope.
Because
Nope.
I would put any amount of money on it that when other folks found out that that man was down there and he was out there
Mm-hmm.
alive, you had a
Mm-hmm.
multitude of people that volunteered to go out there. They
Yes.
were probably
Yes.
willing to disobey some orders to go
Mm,
out there and go get their brother.
mm,
I'm almost for
yes.
certain of it for those that are serving. So
Mm,
to have Americans come out and say something like this, it wouldn't surprise me if this was something that you would hear from some European or something along those lines, because they don't understand us, as
nope.
Americans. But
Nope.
to have an actual American come out and say these types of things,
Sad,
it's
man.
just disgusting, man. It really is. And honestly, I mean, we live in America and it's a free country. You have the
Free
ability
speech.
to say what you want to
That's right.
say. We don't have to like it. We don't have to agree with it.
Right.
But those are the people that I'm like, man, can we deport those? Can we trade them out for some people,
Let them go.
that
Let
actually
them go.
want to be here and love our country? Can we trade
Yes.
them out for them? You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
With that, we could. You cannot attack the sickness until you first understand it.
That's
And
right.
I was struck by the amount of glee
Mm.
at which the
Yep.
idea of this soldier being captured and punished and used as leverage was so gleeful and exciting. You have to think to yourself beyond politics. What would make someone happy and have a level of joy and glee at the idea of someone being hurt and someone who's allegedly on your team? And I've thought about that, quite a bit. And I talk about that when I talk about the hurt people. And it does not shock me that this is a woman. I'm going back to Mika. I think she set it off when we first came on. You have to really understand this feminism.
Yes.
What has happened is women, particularly liberal women who believe in that feminist ideology, are spitting mad, and they're spitting mad at you. They're mad at you, Wise. They're mad at you, Minister Danzel. They're secondarily mad at me, but they are mad at you. And they are mad particularly at heterosexual men. And the reason they're mad is because they have been told for over 100 years that you walk around in complete confidence and security with assuredness and happiness. And you got that because you are a man and because you have been able to dominate the society and positions within. So they said, well, we're going to go ahead and dominate the society culturally and positions within. And then we'll be confident and assured and happy. And they did that, but they did not become confident and assured and happy. And so feminism, that was the promise that they were given, that if they overthrew their husbands and put their children to the wayside and go ahead and did what men did and lived the way men lived sexually and otherwise, all of this good feeling was going to come to them. And the promise of feminism lied. And so now they're mad. And there's got to be hell to pay for someone.
Amen.
And the anger that they have at feminism, they have displaced onto America and specifically onto Donald Trump and Republicans. So they cannot fight feminism because that ghost has gone. We see that with the women who abandoned the men and transgenders in women's sports. So the feminism have dismantled and run away. So there's no way to fight them. So the only enemy left or perceived enemy is you. You who love America, you who fight for America, you who are serving America, and it is the heterosexual men of America who are refusing to let America be taken away lock, stock, and barrel. So it is you they're spitting mad at. And that's why at the idea of your capture or surrender or torture gives them glee, because that's the only place they can strike back. This is sickness. I've said it before. Mika said it this morning. We are not going to be saved until we deal with the mental illness that is happening with liberal women.
I just want people to know we have reached a point of no return. I just, it's like, well, the only one that can fix this now is God, because we're not going back. I want people to know that we are not going back to normality, because these people have gone past the level of, like I said, they're reprobate, they're depraved, they're evil. They're gone.
And they're too ingrained in society now. That's right.
Yeah.
They're too ingrained.
So when people think that, we're going to get, even if they, quote unquote, even if they win, we're never going back to what it was prior to Obama, prior to Biden. We're not going back. And this is why what we discussed the other day, why we were discussing, you have to choose a side.
That's right.
Like we have now reached the point of you have to choose a side. There's no sitting on the fence and saying no. You are either with good, you are standing with Christ, or you're standing with evil. There's no gray area. There's no moderate. There's no middle. There's no such thing. And I think God is making sure that everybody sees that we are definitely at that point of no return and you need to make a decision.
At this point, it's pretty blatant. You're being forced to make a decision, to choose a side. And I think we're going to be forced. It's happening from state to state at this point.
It is, yes.
You're being forced to choose what type of rule, what type of government do you want to live up under? You're being forced to make that decision. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. Join us Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked death from my breath, put power in my step.